Risotto/re-unregistered trademark rəʻzʒtoʊ, re-unregistered trademark ɾisortsch/ is a North Italian rice dish cooked in broth to a creamy consistency. The broth may be based on meat, fish, or vegetable. Many types of risotto contain butter, wine and onion. It is one of the most common ways of cooking rice in Italy. Risotto in Italy is normally a primo, served on its own before the main course, but risotto alla milanese, pronounced rəʻzʒtoʊ alla milaʻneːze, is often served together with ossobuco alla milanese. Rice varieties: A high starch, low amylose round medium or short grain white rice is usually used to make risotto. Such rices have the ability to absorb liquids and to release starch, and so they are stickier than the long grain varieties. The principal varieties used in Italy are arborio, boldo, carnaroli, maritelli, padano, roma, and viola nano. Carnaroli, maritelli and viola nano are considered to be the best varieties, with different users preferring one over another. They have slightly different properties. For example, carnaroli is less likely than viola nano to get overcooked, but the latter, being smaller, cooks faster and absorbs condiments better. Other varieties like Roma, Boldo, Ripe and Originario may be used but will not have the creaminess of the traditional dish. These varieties are considered better for soups and other non-risotto rice dishes and for making sweet rice desserts. Rice designations of superfino, semifino and fino refer to the size and shape of the grains, and not the quality. Basic preparation. There are many different risotto recipes with different ingredients, but they are all based on rice of an appropriate variety cooked in a standard procedure. The rice is first cooked briefly in a soffritto of onion and butter or olive oil to coat each grain in a film of fat, called tostatura. White or red wine is added and has to be absorbed by the grains. When it has evaporated, the heat is raised to medium-high and very hot stock is gradually added in small amounts while stirring gently, almost constantly. Stirring loosens the starch molecules from the outside of the rice grains into the surrounding liquid, creating a smooth creamy textured liquid. At that point it is taken off the heat for the montatura when diced cold butter is vigorously stirred in to make the texture as creamy and smooth as possible. It may be removed from the heat a few minutes earlier, and left to cook with its residual heat. Properly cooked risotto is rich and creamy but still with some resistance or bite, al dente, and with separate grains. The traditional texture is fairly fluid, or alla. It is served on flat dishes and it should easily spread out but not have excess watery liquid around the perimeter. It must be eaten at once as it continues to cook in its own heat and can become too dry with the grains too soft. Variations. Risotto can be made using many kinds of broth, vegetable, meat, poultry, seafood and legumes, and different types of wine may be used. There is even an Italian strawberry risotto. Many variations have their own names. Risotto alla milanese is made with beef stock, beef bone marrow, lard and cheese, flavored and colored with saffron. Piedmont's risotto al barolo is made with red wine and may include sausage meat and or bolotti beans. Black risotto or risotto al nero di seppia made with cuttlefish cooked with their ink sacs intact, is a speciality of the Veneto region. Smoked salmon may also be used. Rice bisi or rice and peas is a Veneto spring dish that is correctly served with a spoon, not a fork. It is a soup so thick it looks like a risotto. It is made with green peas using the stock from the fresh young pods, flavored with pancetta. Maritelli rice, historical variety of Italian rice production. See also: List of rice dishes, references. Bibliography: Barrett, Judith, and Wasserman, Norma. Risotto. New York, Scribner. ISBN 0-02-030395-5. Hazan, Marcella. Essentials of Classic Italian Cooking. New York, Alfred A. Knopf. ISBN 0-394-58404-X. External links: Risotto Secrets, The 6 Steps to Risotto Perfection, Italy in SF, WNYC, Last Chance Foods, Common Sense Risotto, Lydia Bassianix.